Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel are free and easy for you, and they help me out a lot. If you want to go further with your support, Patreon and YouTube membership offer access to the BoshNRoll Discord community, early access to lists, written content, things like that. You can have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use YouTube membership, you also get sweet badges and emotes integrated here into YouTube. You can support the channel while you shop at tcgplayer.com by using my affiliate link in the video description, and you can play any deck anytime by using a cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. If you want to wear your support, check out the merch store. And of course, thanks for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I am playing Legacy, and at the request of Patreon subscriber Ryan, I am playing a Goblin Welder Mystic Forge combo deck of his design. Ryan is a player who is largely retired and keeps in touch with Magic and Legacy through my channel, which I think is just phenomenal that I have that impact on someone. Ryan said that a lot of the brews that I play remind him of trying to come up with crazy decks to beat his brother back in high school, and I love stories like that. That's awesome. He was inspired by seeing me play the Karn Mystic Forge deck on the channel, and thought it would be a sweet place to put one of his pet cards, which is Goblin Welder. And Goblin Welder obviously pulls this deck in a very different direction from the Karn Echo version with Lion's Eye Diamond and Echo of Eons, where drawing 7, reloading, becomes pretty trivial once you have your combo set up. This build has a different combo that's a little harder to set up, but is different for the sake of different for the most part, and we get to play Goblin Welder. And the way this works is Goblin Welder can put Brudiclad Telcore Engineer into play. We got a reader here. I had not read this card since it was previewed whenever that happened, and it immediately left my brain. Creature tokens have haste. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 2/1 blue Phyrexian Mirror artifact creature token. Then you may choose a token you control. If you do, each other token you control becomes a copy of that token. What does this do? We've got Urza Saga and actual Urza to make construct tokens, which grow very big when you turn all your stuff into them. Retrofitter Foundry can make 1/1s, 1/1 flyers, or 4/4s. Mere Battlesphere shits out 4 1/1s. And Brudiclad himself makes a 2/1. If we can get Battlesphere to trigger, and then Brudiclad come into play, with even one construct laying around from Saga or Urza, that's 6 0/0 constructs, which will be at least 6 6s because they see each other, and then anything else, and Brudiclad, so I guess they'd be 7 7s. And then anything else laying around, that's got to be a lethal attack. The way that we get there, with Mystic Forge, you can look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast artifact spells and colorless spells from the top of your library. Mesmeric Orb is a colorless spell that whenever a permanent becomes untapped, its controller mills a card. Basalt Monolith is a colorless card that taps to add 3 and untaps for 3. So Mesmeric Orb plus Basalt Monolith, you can mill the top of your deck whenever you don't like it off of Mystic Forge. And then you shred through your deck looking for Manifold Keys and Grim Monoliths, Mox Opals to pull ahead on mana. And eventually you hit a Karn or a Battlesphere or something that can win the game. While you're doing this, you're putting whatever you want into the graveyard, which is something like Battlesphere or Brudiclad. At some point, you'll find Goblin Welder, and while you can't cast Goblin Welder off Mystic Forge because it's neither an artifact nor colorless, I have included a single Pyrite Spellbomb in the deck, which you have 3 Welders, 1 Spellbomb. Hopefully you'll find the Spellbomb before you're out of Welders. Also, Inventor's Fair and Urza Saga can find the Spellbomb. So if you have Spellbomb in play already, when you hit Welder to the top of your deck, you can draw it and then play it. And I've also included 1,000-Year Elixir, which is you may activate abilities of creatures you control as though those creatures have haste, and then you can pay 1 to untap target creature. The reason this is included is Goblin Welder, being a fragile 1/1 with Summoning Sickness, kind of bricks off what's otherwise a pretty lean main combo with the Mystic Forge engine. If you can hit 1,000-year Elixir or tutor it up with Inventor's Fair, find it off your Forge turn, and that's in play, a single Welder has haste for the purpose of tapping and putting a thing into play. So the first activation of the first Welder, put Battlesphere into play. Untap it once. The second activation puts Brudiclad into play. And now you have a bunch of tokens that can attack. And you're at least on board and can make a big swing. If you found an Urza or have a Construct token laying around, that's great. If you didn't, this is still a pretty massive board advantage. And they have to deal with all of this stuff and also deal with the Welder, or else all this stuff's just going to happen again. While all of this is going on, Karn the Great Creator just casually threatening to Micah's and Lattice at any time. It's still a Karn deck. There's a lot going on here, and I will provide the usual caveat that I think this is probably just worse than the Karn Echo deck or the 8-cast deck or any of the super smooth single color decks that get to play Lion's Eye Diamond. I think if your goal is to win as many matches as possible, you should be doing one of those things. If your goal is to relive your high school experience with Goblin Welder, then this is a pretty sweet brew that allows us to do that. So let's go try it out. I'm on the draw in the first round, and this hand would be challenging but defensible on the play. I think on the draw, you just can't even risk it. Both, if this was Ancient Tomb City of Traders, I snap it off, but I think I mulligan a double city hand on the draw. Immediately rewarded. This hand is so much better. Which ones do I want? I'm going to keep this, just have to decide what I'm going to get rid of. If I go turn 1 Monolith, I can turn 2 Karn. And I'm definitely keeping Monolith. I'm keeping Opal. I guess the decision is, am I bottoming Inventor's Fair or Urza Saga? I don't think this is going to be a Saga game. Okay, I'm bottoming the Fair. Let's go. Oh god, my opponent's also a Lion's Eye Diamond deck. Well, if I get Karn into play, we're in good shape. Oh, okay, it's the Mad Vine deck. Future Imp. Alright, the race is on. Angie's Ravager, 2 Vengevines, Jesus. The race is not on. The race is over. My god. Alright, I gotta do some math. I'm going to 12 here, and then I'm literally dead on board. They attack for 8 now, and then 12 next turn, and that's 20. I'll see if I draw something that could speed this up. No, I'm just not gonna reveal my deck. The old turn 1 win from that deck. Well now, what am I gonna do about this? I don't think I need defense grids in the deck against what they're doing. I mean, Echoing Truth could bounce their Vengevines and buy me a little bit of time. How much graveyard hate do I actually have in here? There's only one, and it's Tormod's Crypt. And it's not going to help me on like turn 5 or whatever, or turn 2 or 3 with Karn anyway. So I think putting it in the deck is fine. Karn's probably going to want to get Ensnaring Bridge most of the time. Pithing Needle can name Putrid Imp, but whatever. Could put Ballista in my deck to slow him down. Yeah, I think I just want the Tormod's Crypt and the Echoing Truths. Or I could leave Tormod's Crypt in the sideboard. I basically only have 3 cards I want to cut, which are the 3 defense grids. Everything else is important to the combo. I guess if I like turn 2 or turn 1 a Karn, wishing for Tormod's Crypt is pretty important. Okay, let's do this. My opponent is sideboarding blind. They don't know anything. They know I mulled to 6 and then conceded. This hand does what? Has turn 2 Basalt Monolith, turn 3 Mystic Forge with some mana floating. This is not a good hand. This one is somehow worse. I could turn 1 Welder, but then I'm not doing anything. Alright, mulligan. This has a turn 2 Forge. I'm going to have to keep it. Send Forge and Welder to the bottom. Inventor's Fair, Manifold Key. And let's hope I get a turn. Cycle to Street Wraith. Another one. Mountain, Faithless Looting. The Hollow one is on. Jesus, they discarded 2 Vengevines again. What a world. And they have 2 Hollow ones. Okay. I don't think the deck can recover from this. Like, I'm dead on board again, and like, I need to run multiple 0-mana artifact sources, or mana sources, off of the Mystic Forge. Like, if I go, like, Petal, Opal, into Grim Monolith, maybe there's a chance. Here's my Mystic Forge. There's one, step one. I don't think I can afford to cast this. Can I afford not to cast it? Alright, I'm gonna exile it. And now we're dead. You know, I guess I can YOLO untap my Mystic Forge and try to run zeros again. Yeah, alright. Absolutely crushed. Those were two of the best starts I've ever seen out of that deck, and my deck has very few ways to interact with it. That's a recipe for failure. Holy guacamole. On to round 2. I'm on the play in round 2. It's a much better place to be. I'm going to keep this hand. This thing collapses to Wasteland, but the power level is there. I get to turn 1, cast 2 keys, and then I can Basalt Monolith, untap it twice, Mystic Forge, and off to the races turn 2. Off we go. I'll just put my opponent to the test in the game 1 situation. Here are my keys. Keys to the universe. Perfectly played around Pithing Needle, by the way. Thespian Stage is nice. That's not Wasteland. It doesn't cast Exploration. Uh-oh, Elvish Spirit Guide. We're just turbo depthing over there. I'm ready to pod race. Let's do this. They went for depths. Lotus Petal's a good draw. Always happy to see more mana when I'm about to do a super mana hungry turn. Here's Basalt Monolith. 3 mana, untap it. 5 mana. So I can get 7 mana this turn. And I could lead like Karn and then lock in Lattice next turn, but I'm here to party. It's Mystic Forge time. And exile that one. Untap Basalt Monolith, get some extra mana here. Take 3, Retrofitter. Oh, there's the orb. Oh, we're comboing next turn. And regrettably, 1 mana short of comboing now, or 1 key short of comboing now. They are a discard deck, so I'll run out my Lotus Petal. Okie dokie, artichokes. Milled a Lotus Petal with Mesmeric Orb. I'm going to mill 5 cards in my upkeep, or in my untap step. There's the depths. Here go my cards into the graveyard. Draw City of Traders for turn, pretty happy to see that. I can untap my Monolith to begin the milling. Found another key. Mill some more. There's an Opal. Mill some more. Mill some more. There's a Welder. I cannot get that into my hand just yet. 1,000-year elixir, fuck yeah. Alright, I should actually count and see if I can just win the game with Karn right now. Oh, 1, 2, 3 off my lands. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, 10 mana does cast Karn Lattice. If they have Spirit Guide, I still lose to that if I Karn Lattice. Opponent said they're F6'd, so maybe I'll just cast my 1,000-year elixir and see how far we can take this party. There's my elixir. Then I'll take a key. I'll cast that. Shredding through mana. Untap Basalt Monolith with it. Another key. There's the Spell Bomb. Cool. Oh, I can draw the next Welder I find. There's Grim Monolith. Mystic Forge. I don't actually want that. Tap Grim Monolith. Use key to untap Basalt Monolith. Get the combo back online. Another key. Mill Ancient Tomb. Defense Grid. I don't need that. Not worth the 2 mana. Karn, I can cast that off the top. How much mana do I have at this point? It's 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I'll just go in on this Karn. Karn. Oh, there's Brudiclad. Hell yeah. Untap Monolith. Untap Monolith. Alright, there we go. That was just to save time. We just milled Brudiclad. There's a Goblin Welder left in the deck. I have the card draw of Pyrite Spellbomb. I have the 1,000-year elixir in play. We could have done the thing, but in the interest of time, let's just win the game. Turbo Depths. Echoing Truth. Pithing Needle. I don't think I need Defense Grid in this matchup. Ensnaring Bridge belongs in the sideboard. I like Needle being in the deck because you can just tutor it up with Saga. If the game gets scrappy. I actually think Urza is bad in this matchup. I don't think the game's going to go that long, and he doesn't do anything super exciting, even if it does. So I'll shave on that. Also, that's just another brick when I'm shredding with Mystic Forge, and this is a combo matchup, so I need to shred. This hand has a pretty fast Karn. I'm going to keep it. A discard spell on my Monolith or my Karn turns this hand into Hot Garbo. But I'm going to be soft to discard no matter what, and mulliganing does not help you get less soft to discard. Opponent kept 6. Urborg go. I like that. I can City, Petal, Monolith. Oh, I could Karn right now, can I? Yeah, that's actually like pretty fucked. Alright, City, Petal. I actually think I want to play the second Petal and get one of the keys down before I Monolith. That way, if they destroy Monolith, I can at least untap it once. Maybe that's not even true. That's not how the stack works. Okay, yeah, by playing the first key out, I guarantee at least one untap. Because if they destroy this in response, right, they didn't do that. Right, if they destroy it right now, I'm actually fucked. Okay, we're good. 1, 2, 3. Here's Karn, and I'm gonna wish for the liquid metal coating. I grab coating, and then I can Rashad import them in their upkeep. If they have Force of Vigor, I'm screwed. But this was a pretty good start. This Force of Vigor is not even that bad. Like, it's 2 cards out of their hand. I lose my coating and my Monolith. Yeah, sure, whatever. I've seen worse. I still have Karn in play with a bunch of mana. I can just put Ensnaring Bridge into play next turn. Uh-oh, now I can't. Do you name Karn or Key? I did not play around Pithing Needle this game. They named Karn. Okay, probably the right call. Mesmeric Orb. Is that good for me to have in play? Probably. Here's this card. I'm not going to play my Volcanic Island because my city will die. If they have Stage or X-Mage here, I probably can't win this game. Caracas is neither of those things. Inquisition's neither of those things. Build a Mystic Forge. It's just my best card. Don't worry about it. Alright, Saga is probably worth deploying. Okay, I'm going to play the Saga. Just getting the tutor out of the back end of this thing is probably valuable. And I do have a lot of ways to make 2 mana in the deck. Yeah, milled a Hex Mage. Played around it. Just randomly milled off their untap. Uh-oh, scrying. Okay, now Merit Lage is imminent. They tutor up Thespian Stage here. And they can make the 2020. I need a good card right now. The second Saga was not it. Yeah, this is just a turn late. Next turn I can get Pithing Needle, name Stage, and we're safe, but that is not happening right now. Yep, they used every card in their hand to sneak under the Karn, Force of Vigor, and Pithing Needle, effectively removing 3 permanents from play, and snuck in there. Do I win that game on the play? It might be close. Defense Grid's actually really interesting because Force of Vigor, they can only pitch cast on my turn, which means it will always cost 3 or 4 mana. Like, I could just cut out the Welder and Elixir thing and bring in some number of Defense Grid. It's probably not good, though. Yeah, Welder plays around Force of Vigor in ways that are kind of interesting. So Defense Grid is better than I gave it credit for. I still think Echoing Truth is great. No, I don't think Defense Grid's better than Echoing Truth, and I don't have room for both, so I'm just submitting the same deck again. This hand is full of colored cards, and mostly colorless mana. More important than the colors of mana, I just don't have a 4th mana. I think I can do better. This is not better. I could keep this and just Pithing Needle Thespian stage right away and commit to a scrappy game, but Force of Vigor breaks that up pretty handily. If I had the second land for Echoing Truth, I'd keep this. Okay, I'm going to keep this one. I have to send 2 cards to the bottom. Sorry, Welder. And probably just one of these keys. And Spellbomb is a redraw, which I do value here. Okay, I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to go City of Traders, Pyrite Spellbomb, and draw a card immediately. Doesn't feel good, but it did convert me into the Mystic Forge. Please don't have Wasteland. Oh, Basic Forest. They're up to some shit over there. Grim Monolith. Manifold Key. If I go to untap and they destroy it, it's gone forever. Is what it is. I could play my land in Echoing Truth to save my Monolith, but I don't think that's actually good. Mesmeric Orb. I probably should not have passed priority there. I'm gonna exile that and try to hit a 0. Right, Saga's actually interesting, but I should have played my Volcanic Island now that I saw Saga. Whoops. Crop Rotation for Urborg. If they make Merit Lage right now, they need Not of This World to protect it. Maybe they don't, actually, because I need a way to have blue mana, which I don't currently have. Okay. Key. All right, Opal might save me here. Opal. Brudiclad. That costs 6. 6 is so much. Do I have 6? I can untap Monolith. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually can cast Brudiclad, but it unfortunately costs me my... I can cast colored artifacts, right? Artifact spells, yes, and colorless spells. Good. If I untap Monolith, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's 1 short. Okay, I'm gonna untap Monolith, play Urza Saga, and hope that this Echoing Truth holds up. I hope they just go for it with no Not of This World. Please be on this world. Get out. All right, it's out. I can cast Brudiclad next turn, fair and square. Please don't just have the setup again. Oh, there's no basics in my deck. That's a good go score. Okay, they're crop rotating with a mana floating. Oh, do they have another Hex Mage? They do. Shit. Well, that was my plan. Gotta find Karn now. We're in the no fun zone. Oh, and they have Force of Vigor? Or no, Surgical My Echoing Truth. That's actually great. It shuffles this Brudiclad off the top of my deck, which I don't actually want. Now I have to find Karn. Show me the Karn. Show me the Karn. Pithing Needle. Interesting. Not good, but interesting. Grim Monolith, cast Grim Monolith. Mesmeric Orb. That helps me find Karn. I think I want to commit my Saga to get the Orb into play. Oh, they're... Alright, we're going to find Karn this turn. They're Hellbent. Grim Monolith casts Basalt Monolith. And now we're comboing. Oh, I should be careful about how I untap my things, because I need to make sure that I can actually cast the Karn without milling it when I get there. So I need to untap one of my Grim Monoliths now. Okay. Grim Monolith, cast Voltaic Key again. Cast Manifold Key. Cast Lotus Petal. Then we can untap Grim Monolith and mill this Goblin Welder. Battle Ball. That's not helpful, unfortunately. Just milling through the deck. I don't need a second Mesmeric Orb. That's actually really bad. Lotus Petal. I still have my land drop in my hand. Brudiclad. Oh, I want to cast you so bad, but I can't. Karn will win the game on its own when I find it. Retrofitter Foundry. That card can also win the game on its own. Tap Grim Monolith, cast Retrofitter Foundry. The third Welder is getting milled here. Is what it is. Okay, they packed it up. They know there's a Karn in there somewhere. I have enough mana to Karn and Ensnaring Bridge, which gives me a turn to find the Lattice, and there's nothing they can do with a single black mana to break that up from Hellbent. So GG's opponent. Ships in the night. This is pod racing. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the play in round 3. I have Brudiclad in my hand. This is obviously a cape. That's a joke, but I do have turn 2 Monolith Orb, which can mill my deck for fun and profit. I am going to keep this. I need to find Mystic Forge before that really does anything, but in the meantime, it's a pretty strong opener. I could also just turn 1 Monolith, but I can Monolith around Daze next turn and not commit my Lotus Petal just yet, which sounds good to me. Maybe I should commit the Lotus Petal just in case they're a discard deck, but discard would take Basalt Monolith anyway. Oh, don't worry about that. Maybe they're Doomsday and they just can't beat Mesmeric Orb. That would be great. God. Oh no. I've been betrayed by Brudiclad. Helping the Welder deck mill itself is not where you want to be. Karn is where you want to be against the Welder deck, though. Okay. Inventor's Fair, Lotus Petal. I'm gonna get Karn, or cast Karn. I have Karn. And do I just wish for... I could wish for Lion's Eye Diamond to try to set up a Lattice next turn, but Welder... No, Welder can't mess up Lattice. Welder can attack Karn twice and mess up Lattice. That's no good. I could wish for Coding, but... Alright, I'm going to wish for Coding and just hope that this holds up for a turn. I think Coding is the one that actually wins this game. Yeah, I'm going to grab that and pass. They have one big mill here. Ornithopter, okay. I'm sure that's not what they wanted to weld into play. But Ornithopter is pretty scary. What is this deck trying to do that Ornithopter is on the menu? Oh, Lightning Bolt, fuck. Well, that makes my life a lot harder. Yeah, this is a pretty good start. My Inventor's Fair can find Mystic Forge eventually, but there's Mystic Forge on top of my deck. Welder is really bad for me, though, because it can just turn like whatever shitty artifact in my graveyard into my good artifact from play. The Volcanic Island's coming in. I can play Coding and Petal. I don't really want to play Basalt Monolith because they'll weld it into a Lotus Petal. I guess maybe I do want that, but Brudiclad's not safe either. Damn. That Lightning Bolt was fucked. Who puts Lightning Bolt in their Goblin Welder deck? This is bullshit. I'm calling the police. Okay, I'll play out the Coding and the Petal and just hope that I draw something good before I lose. They're turning their Opal into an Ornithopter. Alright, then they can sack that and make a construct. Okay, got it. The Mesmeric Orb milled Pyrite Spell Bomb and Hope of Girapur as relevant things. They can weld their Chromatic Star into Hope of Girapur and make another 4/4 this turn. Mill a card. Gain a life. And there's a Saga is a little late to the party here. They get to make a construct in the end step. They can weld into another, so they're attacking for 4/8 a zillion. 4, 5, 6, 7... Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can cast Brudiclad here, but it doesn't do anything on ETB. I have to make it to combat. And it cost me 2 life to do this, but they lose 4 damage because they don't get to weld into the construct. So they'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6. I'm still dead. Yeah, alright. Turns out Goblin Welder is really good against Goblin Welder. In retrospect, I could have gotten Pithing Needle and named their Welder, and then maybe had a chance in this game, but I was not playing around Lightning Bolt, that's for sure. In the sideboard, what do I want to do here? Engineered Explosive seems really good. And I don't necessarily want to have to wish for Karn for any action spell. Defense grid, once again, we're not in a grid matchup. Echoing Truth seems pretty solid. Like it can clear out tokens. Welder messes it up, but Welder's going to mess up everything I try to do. And I think I want Needle in the Karn board, not in the main deck. Because I'm also a Welder deck, I can't just blind slam Needles. Okay, here we go. This hand has the whole combo again. I'm going to keep... But this one, well, it doesn't have the Forge, but it has the Orb and a ton of mana. I'm going to Grim Monolith, Voltaic Key, untap Monolith, Retrofitter. I'm sure they're pretty stoked that that's not Karn the Great Creator I just cast. But whatever. Who's the Retrofitter deck now? And I'm going to hold back on this Mesmeric Orb until it's time to party, because that was pretty rough last game. Hope of Girapur. Okay. I can pay 2 to make a servo now. I think that's worth doing. Just need to get on this board. If I have a servo now, I can have a Thopter next turn to block Hope of Girapur, if I determine that's a thing I care about. I want this Lotus Petal in play. Do I want any of these cards in play? I can attack, see if they want to block. I'm definitely ahead on this board. I can pay 1, make this a Thoppy, and then block, and then flip it into a Construct. I'm going to play the Petal out. I'm just going to sit the entire combo in my hand here. If I end up with extra mana at some point, I can deploy one or the other piece, but in the meantime, I don't think I want to do that. Whoa. That's not fair. Actively cheating. Okay. It's time to get whatever I can out of these artifacts. Untap Grim Monolith. Make 3 mana. Turn this into a Thopter. I think my Lotus Petal is worth more than 2 life here. I'm going to untap using Ancient Tomb rather than Petal. I'm going to turn this straight into a 4/4. I'm on the beatdown strat. Oh, the cozy little 3-for-1 though. It's as if my opponent built their deck like, okay, how do I beat what Brian's doing today? Yes, be a Welder deck with Shattering Spree in it also. Good plan. In with my Construct. I'll get Basalt Monolith into play here. Saga. Sucks that they're the first Saga. That's one of the more important axes of this game. Next turn, they'll have a 4/4 Construct at least. Plenty big to mess up what I'm doing. Opal is just turbo milling myself without the Forge even a thing. Is there any reason to do that? Not without Echo Vians in the deck. This is a spot where the homebrew version is actually super punishing. If we were an Echo deck, we could lock in multiple Echoes right now with the mill combo, but we're not that. Chromatic Star, okay. And they could actually sack Hope of Girapur. Until next turn, target player dealt damage, can't play non-creature spells. So they could sack the Hope, lock in their Saga Profits, and just like be totally fine. Like just like know they're not going to die this turn. Yeah, I'm about to lose the Hope of Girapur. Well, they didn't activate it. Weird. They actually had me locked. Like they sacrifice Hope. They make a 5/5, untap, make it a 6/6, tutor something up. I can't cast any spells in between, and then I'm like dead. I guess they could put lethal on board for sure, and then do it next turn. Yeah, I'm dead here. I can't block the Hope of Girapur. Shattering Spree was just too brutal. Who would have guessed Shattering Spree is good against my deck full of artifacts? And so far in other games, we've had some awkward like Welders that I had to mill past that weren't really helpful on Forge turns, but it was negligible. This was actually a game that we would have won if we were an Echo build, but instead we are not an Echo build. That's actually 2 games in a row where I had Orb Monolith. Like both games this match, I had Orb and Monolith, which in an Echo build would result in drawing 21 cards and casting a bunch of spells, but in this build doesn't do anything without the Forge. So that's a pretty big strike against the build. I'm on the play in round 4 against a Yorion deck. Lately, the Yorion decks have been more of the bug or 4-color Green Sun Zenith decks than Death and Taxes. I am going to keep this hand. I wish it made red or had a monolith, but turn 2 Forge or Karn options that can even punch through Wasteland is a lot to like. Rashad and Port, Aether Vial. You're going to be disappointed about this Karn. Grim Monolith. Nice of you to show up. But okay. I will accept my damage to cast Karn. This could be a very quick coding game. I get liquid metal coating. They can't activate their vial anymore. If they cast Thalia, I just power through it, start destroying their lands. If they Rashad and Port me, I still have plenty of mana to cast my coding. They can't cast Skyclave Apparition yet. Yep, didn't think so. Karn, baby. Against the non-blue, somewhat artifact deck. Defense grid, once again. We're 4 for 4 on this not being helpful this league. Echoing Truth can come in. It's generic permanent answers. I think the rest of these cards are fine as Karn targets. Let's go. Okay, this is Saga. If I go Saga, Opal, Petal, I would have to spend the Petal to get the Monolith into play, and then Opal's not on. I still think this is a keep. I'm going to keep it. If I draw an artifact I can put into play, I can Mystic Forge on one. If I don't, I can get 1,000-Year Elixir into play and be set up for a second turn Forge. How about a key? A key would also do it. Welder. Okay. Saga. Petal. Cast Monolith. And then Monolith can cast Pyrite Spellbomb. Alright, Pyrite Spellbomb. Wait. No. I almost fucked this up. 1,000-Year Elixir. Okay, yeah. 1,000-Year Elixir. Which turns on Opal. Alright, we're in there. Figured it out. Did my best to fuck that up. Which casts Goblin Welder. That's a pretty exciting turn 1. Then I can weld into Petal. That doesn't actually do anything, though. Okay, I can activate Welder if necessary this turn. I hope they don't kill my Welder. I would very much enjoy having Mystic Forge in play. Wasteland's not that bad. Alright, Thalia is also not that bad. Okay, so end of turn, I'm going to weld Monolith into Petal, because then I can flip the Monolith back in next turn. Manifold Key. I like that. Float a mana on... Oh, wait. Can I Pyrite Spellbomb right now and kill Thalia and still do the rest of the things I want to do? If I make red and then weld Opal into Monolith, then I can make 3 mana Pyrite Spellbomb and kill Thalia. He's dead. Then Manifold Key, which can untap Monolith, which can tap for 3, and then Lotus Petal makes 4. And here is Mystic Forge. All right. I mean, that was a powerful turn. That's an investment in the future. Their vial is ticking up. 3 is the number I'm really worried about. They could cast Skyclave Apparition this turn and exile my Forge. Then I'm back into the grind. But I do have Pyrite Spellbomb and Welder looping at this point, and Saga's about to pop. If I get this second Monolith, then I can basically tap Goblin Welder for 3 mana every turn. Just weld Monolith into different Monolith. They have Recruiter of the Guard, so they could get Thalia here and Violet in. Sure they don't have a Collector Roof, that would be cheating. They could set up for next turn, which seems really dangerous. They have Phyrexian Revoker, they could turn off my Welder or my Monolith. Solitude, okay, that works too. That means I get to Forge, though. Okay, kinda rough here. That's gone. Do I want to draw this Grim Monolith now? I mean, mana is just good. So, I go to my main phase. My top card is Urza Saga. That's good. I don't want it. Use Manifold Key to untap Grim Monolith now. Guess I didn't need to do that now. I could wait for the trigger to pop. That doesn't really matter. Oh god. They have a Thalia also. Stoneforge. Okay. They're just weirdly doing this right now for some reason. Oh, in case I get Pithing Needle on Vial. That makes sense. You got it. Pithing Needle not appearing in my main deck. I don't think I boarded it in. Alright, I can get Retrofitter Foundry and try to challenge the board a little bit. I could get Manifold Key and just lean into Maximum Velocity or Mox Opal and try to get some colored mana onto this board. I think it's just Key, though. There's Key. Motobug. I just got rid of that. Exile the Saga. Manifold Key. Or Voltaic Key. Voltaic Key. Untap. Grim Monolith. Grim Monolith. Cast the one from hand. And this Grim Monolith. Cast the Basalt Monolith from the top of the deck. City of Traders, not helpful. I have to untap Mystic Forge. Exile this city. Hope to keep the party going. Ugh. Killing me, Smalls. And, well, hit a pocket of lands. Out of luck. Well, it's a nice wasteland they got over there anyway. Right, I need them to not be able to answer Mystic Forge, and then we're still playing the game. Like, Cauldra is a clock, but giving me 3 more turns of forging is pretty good for me. Don't care about Vial. There's Stoneforge. 1 card left in their hand. I think if it was Skyclave Apparition, it would have been in play already. Unless they drew it this turn. Alright, deck. Let's go. Mystic Forge, deliver. Mystic Forge has not yet delivered. Exile my top card. There we go. That's a delivery. Urza Saga, get in there. 1, 2, 3. Cast Mesmeric Orb. And now we get to shred. Voltaic Key, untap Basalt Monolith. Another orb I don't need. So I'm going to invest now in the extra mana to untap Grim Monolith. So I can cast the payoff spell when I find it. Wing Truth is not it. All that. Okay, the lands don't matter. It's a lot of lands. I don't play that many. Opal, get in there. Another land. Wow, good thing this combo came together because this Mystic Forge was going nowhere quick. Urza, I cannot get that into my hand right now. Oh, there goes all my Urzas. Manifold Key. Tap Grim Monolith to cast that. Another Basalt Monolith. That doesn't matter. Right, I'll just mill that. I guess casting it's the same as milling it, isn't it? That was completely irrelevant. Okay, here's Karn. And what am I going to do with this? And untap Basalt Monolith. Another Karn. Does that help? If I wish for Lion's Eye Diamond, then cast the second Karn, or that doesn't make any sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I don't actually have mana to cast the second Karn anyway. What's in this sideboard? Like, Lattice doesn't work because they're ahead on board. I could plus Karn knock the Cauldra off of the Germ and try to beat this board. Yeah, I'm miserably 1 mana short of knocking Cauldra off and then getting Ensnaring Bridge. Maybe I just have to get Ensnaring Bridge anyway. And then what happens after that? I mill out all my shit. Yeah, I'll get Ensnaring Bridge. There's Bridge. 3 mana, cast it. And then I guess I just pass the turn here. Is there any reason to mill myself an extra 1 right now? I'm not sure, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to untap Basalt Monolith. And then I think I just pass. I'm in some danger of decking myself at this point. Yeah, without Echo, decking yourself is a totally different issue. Wasteland, sure. Yorion is in hand, okay. Alright, Yorion, well, with the Vials, that being dead, that is a lot less scary. About to say Yorion could be a problem with flickering Recruiter to get the apparition. That's not really a problem. Ooh. Okay, Lotus Petal. I'll take Key. There's only 19 cards left in my deck, which is not good for me. I guess I can bounce my Mesmeric Orb when I'm done comboing this turn. All right, we're fine. Do I bounce my Mesmeric Orb now? Maybe I do. 19 cards in my deck. Am I being a coward? I gotta check this. Oh, Karn is literally right here. I guess I should lattice them, and then I can just win however I want. Okay, and I don't need Orb anymore if that's the plan. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I can Truth my Orb. Oh wait, that doesn't do anything because they still have... Like, I do need to be Hellbent at the end of this turn too. Harsh. I'm gonna play the Key from my deck. Untap Grim Monolith. Retrofitter Foundry, that's a win condition. I'll put that into play. Second Karn, it doesn't matter, it's gonna get milled. Maybe not. I can cast it. Do I have mana left after that though? Nope. 1 mana short of doing that again. I'm doing a good job here. Untap Grim Monolith. The second Mesmeric Orb I definitely don't want. 3 mana. Untap Grim Monolith. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gonna get Lattice. And here's Lattice. Untap Basalt Monolith. Lotus Petal. 2 Echoing Truths. Is that enough? I think the plan is pass the turn. This sucks. Alright, I'm gonna exile the second Echoing Truth. I don't really want this either. Not actually sure what my plan to win this game is. Oh, I can bounce one of these and block the other, and then I'm stable. Or can I block both? If I make 2 servos, if I bounce Mesmeric Orb, bounce Orb, I don't want that in play anymore. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I can pay 2, untap, pay 2. It costs 7 to make a... Oh shit. I just like got ahead of myself. I did need to mill a little bit more. So I'm probably going to lose Karn here. If they just attack with their 2 creatures that they can attack with. Which would free them from the Lattice and unlock their Vials. Jesus, I've played this so poorly. I don't know, like decking is just a real problem here that I don't have a good answer to. Oh wait, I can cheat a mana on untapping, or I can cheat 2 mana with the Key. I have basically have 4 mana to work with here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ugh, fuck my life. I have blown it, as they say. I spent all that time, wasted all that clock. Yeah, I'm 1 mana short. I can pay 3, leave 1 floating, untap this, and Petal doesn't get the job done. Okay, I know what I needed to do, and it was pass the turn with Mesmeric Orb still in hand. Use the... Yeah. Ugh. Is there anything I can do here? I mean, I can at least 1, 2, 3, untap, Monolith, take a servo, block with this. At least take the Yorion flicker that thing out of play. But now Yorion can flicker Stoneforge. The Vials are on. They do have 1 mystery card in their hand though, so I'm not like all the way fucked. This is bad though. Yeah, I think that if you execute your combo and still can't win, that's a pretty big strike against what the deck's trying to do. I haven't seen my Battle Ball or my Brudiclad yet. Okay, there's the backup Karn. 3 mana. Untap Grim Monolith. Untap other Grim Monolith. 3 mana Karn. Can Walking Ballista win this game in time? What's in the sideboard that can actually win a game? It's got to be Ballista. Walking Ballista has stats. It uses all this mana, like kinda. I can make it unblockable for a turn if I can get my bridge out of play. 9, 10 mana. I can make a 5/5 Ballista and sink mana into it over the next several turns. Maybe I was supposed to kill Mother there, but I don't think it matters that much. It matters if they... Nope, doesn't even matter if they have GT because they're lattice locked. Oh, they can't activate Mother anyway. Yeah, this game is won and over. It's just if I can sink enough mana into Ballista in 8 minutes or not. And I'm pretty sure that I can. Oh, right, Saga gets to pop next turn, and they can put Lotus, or not Lotus Petal, Pithing Needle into play. Right, Karn, what do you do here? Karn can get Engineered Explosives on 1. Oh, that fucks me up so hard. Shit. This is bad. Karn can get Coding, but that doesn't matter. Alright, I'm just gonna start making mana. Okay, they can Saga Tutor for their Pithing Needle here. I do have an Engineered Explosives in the sideboard that can clear it out at the point where Ballista is lethal. I should probably be making 1/1 Thopters to try to speed this up. Not even convinced that works, though. Oh, I guess I have to now, because with the Needle in play, I can't pump my Ballista. Yeah, that's fine. Good. We knew this was coming. Planned for it. Yeah, maybe making 1/1 Flyers is a better use of my mana and time than pumping Ballista. And I don't think doing it now makes sense. 6 cards left in my deck. There's a Goblin Welder, fucking finally. Land in play. 1, 2, 3. Make a servo. Untap. Monolith. Basically clicking things at random at this point. Karn. Wish for Engineered Explosives. And I think I just passed the turn here. I could figure this out pretty easily in real life, but having 6 minutes on the clock is killing me. Quite literally. End of turn, I'm going to use Grim Monolith and all of my keys to untap all of my mana producing things. 1 there. 1 there. 1 here. Make a flying 1/1 creature. Okay, they finally conceded. I don't know what they were waiting for, but maybe they're just bored. I thought they were playing to the clock the whole time, but yeah, Goblin Welder comes down. I mean, Brudiclad and Battle Ball are in here somewhere, right? Yeah, there's Brudiclad. Oh, is the Battle Ball milled already? That must have happened much earlier in the match. Weird. Okay, but yeah, Brudiclad was there. Welder can get rid of my Ensnaring Bridge on a turn. I'm ready to ranch with Brudiclad. Cool. Crazy game. I don't think I actually would have had time to win that game if they made me play it out, but we did win the game. Oh, that was crazy. I'm on the draw in the final round, playing for the positive record, where somehow we've made it that far. I'm going to keep this turn 1 Mystic Forge hand. I don't like how soft the Double City mana base is. We found our first blue mana, but Chrome Mox is involved. What the hell deck has Chrome Mox? Okay, yeah, Merfolk. I was about to say, what deck has Basic Island and Chrome Mox in it? And it's got to be Merfolk. I don't like that they pitched a Force of Will. That means they have another one, or their hand is just like so ranch-tastic that they're not worried about it. Key. Untap. Go time, Mystic Forge. Okay, Forge is in play. That's a start. I kind of hope they do Tide Shaper my city. I don't really want that card. Oh, I don't really want city to be a city. Svalin. Okay, Svalin's really good. I don't think I want Urza Saga. I'm just going to exile that. This game's going to be a lot faster than that. Battle Ball. Bummer. I do want that eventually. Like, I don't want to exile it. I guess my plan is to just Ensnaring Bridge this deck and then they concede, though. Can I win without Battle Ball in my deck? It involves Walking Ballista. Okay, I'm gonna Orb, then City. Yeah, I'd rather mill the Battle Ball than exile it. Untap Monolith. Cool. Backup Monolith. Good to see those. 1,000-year elixir. It's time for you to be afraid, opponent. The elixir. Oh, there's the fucking welder. And no red mana to cast it. But I have one in hand, so that's okay. Can untap Grim Monolith again. Mill this welder, looking for an opal or a lotus petal. I could battle ball this turn if I find those things. Of course I did not. I'm gonna retrofitter and make a servo. That can at least block and absorb a little bit of damage. I don't control any islands. No true name, island, lord, Jite. Silvergill Adept, revealing true name Nemesis. 2 cards in hand, one of them's true name. Alright, no cards in hand. They have true name in hand. Gonna block Valen, that's why I put this servo into play. They got to draw the extra card. Here goes my deck. Trying to find an opal or petal on top. Get the combo online. Fence grid doesn't matter. Untap Monolith. Come on, deck, give me that red. Karn is a good card. So Karn, how much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8. That's enough to do all of this. Here's Karn. Please do not have Force of Will in your hand. Anyway, here's Karn. Oh my god! That one card off the top from Svalen was the Force of Will. My life is shit. Maybe I should have kept the defense grid, but you can't live like that. Alright. Heartbroken, but there is still game to play. Let's find the Mox Opal and just keep this alive anyway. Brudiclad, there you are. Do you matter? Can I cast you? Not even fucking close. Alright, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A servo token does block here. I guess I can get one more untap the hard way, pay the iron price. And Mox Opal, oh, Lotus Petal, we're in there. We are actually here and doing this. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening, squad. Okay, I cast my Goblin Welder, and then I can weld. What card doesn't matter? I guess this redundant monolith can become Battle Sphere, and then Grim Monolith can use 1000-Year Elixir to untap Goblin Welder, who can weld. Oh, I even drew Mox Opal. Let's keep it going. And I can weld. I could weld the Battle Sphere, but I think I want creatures. I'm actually going to weld the orb into Brudiclad, I think. Yeah, I think I'm done milling myself for now. Brudiclad. God, he's so brutal. And clad. I can also make a servo with my floating mana. Regrettably, no construct token to be found. Alright, these all become... These fly. No, they just have haste. Not quite lethal, but that's a lot of blockers. They need to draw a way to turn my shit into islands. Oh my god. So Svalen is indestructible, and when they attack they get to draw a card, so might as well get in with that. I'll block with Battle Sphere. Want to absorb that damage. Okay, can I win this turn? Drawing Mystic Forge, which doesn't really help. Do I want to exile that? Can I afford the life? Yeah, I think so. Mystic Forge, exile. Mox Opal. That's fine. Urza. Do I have a way to draw a card? Because Urza does win the game. Welder. No, there's no way to draw a card. Which is the thing that I described being shitty about this. But I can... Oh wait, this is permanent? Oh, they become copies of that token. Wow. Alright. So, how do I do this? I think I weld Battle Sphere into Grim Monolith. And then 3 mana, make a servo, untap Retrofitter Foundry, make a Thopter, and untap, or I'll play my other, oh, I have to untap Welder also, okay. Ancient Tomb, untap Welder, and Manifold Key, untap Retrofitter Foundry. Foundry, make a 4/4. Welder, make a Battle Ball. And then we go to combat. Brudiclad makes all of these into 4/4s. And then we attack for mega ultra lethal. Oh, yes. We made it happen, fam. We did it. We did the thing at least once. Glad you stuck around for the final round. All right, Pyroblast has targets. Defense Grid's actually good. I actually think Urza is close to uncastable and probably bad in the deck. If we were to revisit this, if anyone put more work into this, I don't think Urza belongs in the deck. Basically, just be mono red. You can turn these into Great Furnaces and help your Opals out and your Welders. Yeah, I think I like that build of the deck better. Urza just hasn't done anything, and it's really hard to get it into play. That said, I'm boarding out Urza for these two Pyroblasts. On the draw, I have zillions of mana and nothing to do with it. This is a mulligan. Okay, this hand has zillions of things to do and no mana. I like this one better, though. I'm going to keep this and send one of the Mystic Forges to the bottom. I have Defense Grid, which should be able to test the counter waters, and I shouldn't need 2 Forges. Saga's a little dangerous because it lines up so poorly against Tide Shaper. But luckily I have a different land I can hang out there first, and if they Tide Shape me, at least my Saga gets to ride. Chalice on 1, okay. That's actually really good against my deck. And the Lotus Petal appears just in time to be not helpful. Guess I could have played around Daze here. Whoops. But this gives me the Mystic Forge next turn. So I'm gonna hang back on that too. Really worried about Tide Shaper. I mean, Wasteland is functionally the same, but Tide Shaper is like specifically gets on board and kills my land. Yeah, like this. And they even have their thing, their cavern, so their Chalice didn't lock them out of anything. The flip side, of course, is that if they're Tide Shaping my Sagas, then they don't actually get islands. I guess I should cast this, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Mystic Forge, get in there. Karn, that's my best card. That can blow up Chalice. So let's hope that I at some point get to put this Karn on the stack in this game. Oof, another Tide Shaper. Tough crowd. Okay, that's gone. I am gaining a life every turn, and they're attacking for 2 a turn. That will speed up eventually. But right now, we're doing a good job treading water. Here's Voltaic. I'll cast it into the Chalice. This just clears it off the top of the deck, which is something I want to do anyway. Key, another key. Jeez. All right. I'm looking for mana, basically. Merfolk Trickster, that doesn't matter. I'm going to exile this key. I don't want it. I'd love to draw lands here. Cool. City's a good one. All right. If I place this city now, I can... Oh. Stop. Shit. I clicked right through. I should have played my 1,000-year elixir. I fucked that up. I was already planning for next turn. Okay, so elixir should be in play, but it's not. I'm sure that will be a huge punish. Just like wasting 3 mana anywhere in this matchup is pretty horrible. Valen is a good one. Okay, I gain a life. Draw a card. 1, 2, 3, 4. Karn gets to blow up the Chalice and then dies forever. Yeah, destroy Chalice. And really wish I had this extra artifact in play. Oh, and I just played an island. What a jackass I am. I didn't really have a choice, but that sucks. Okay, they lined up 6 damage on Karn, 3 damage on me. Valen draws a card. And no play. Somebody has Force of Will. I'm going to draw the Saga. Okay, Saga in play. Foundry. Goblin Welder. Boy, I wish I had 1,000-year elixir in play. Fucking asshole. I guess if I'm going to Pyroblast, I need to do it now. No, that's not true. I can do it next turn. Is that even true? That's also not true. I don't know. I'm just lying to myself. Yeah, if this elixir was in play, Goblin Welder off the top would actually be something resembling a playable game plan, but instead it is not. Gonna make a servo. They don't have a lord in play, so them having islands. They don't have island walk right now. Block the 3 damage. I'm dead on board, which means that I have to get rid of this Goblin Welder. Chrome Mox. Okay. Yeah, they just 100% have Force of Will, which means I have to exile the Welder because my red mana is already busy. Opal's a good one, though. Monolith. Saga is ticking up. Here's Opal. Here's Monolith. I can Pyroblast their Force of Will, which they've been pretty obviously leaving up for a while. I have to hope that the top of the deck is kind to me. Result Monolith now. Alright, we're looking for the orb, whatever that card's called. Okay, exile, Volcanic Island. Oh no. Oh no. I'm just dead, right? I can Pyroblast something, block something else. I don't have a key to untap. Yeah, alright. Unfortunate brain fart there that hurt some of my options. I don't know that Welder wins this game, but obviously just not spending 3 mana that you have no other plan for is pretty horrible. And I didn't show them the Pyroblast, that's lucky. Engineered Explosives is a complete banger against Merfolk basically at all times. But it's also a banger against me most of the time. Okay, I'm just gonna go in with the same deck. I still think this is the best deck I can present. Yeah, on the play here, leading on Urza Saga is actually really exciting because they can't Tide Shaper on turn 1. And I can get ahead of their Chalice with at least 1 key, which completely changes the dynamics of the game. My hand, regrettably, does contain an island. Oh, they do have Wasteland. Good to know. Alright, come on, Ancient Tomb off the top. Grim Monolith off the top. Not what I'm looking for. Okay, they got me with the surprise Game 3 Wasteland when I hadn't seen one yet. The Chrome Mox. Tide Shaper is also just like Strip Mine here. Okay. How about a mana source? Land. Fuck. We're gonna lose to Wasteland. Now, if they have another Wasteland, they know it's just juicy. They attacked. Alright. Did they. Please be true name, Nemesis. Please be true name. Oh, that's so much worse. Thieving Skydiver? Who does that? Alright, well, City of Traders, better late than never, I guess. Grim Monolith, get in there. 1, 2, 3. Second Grim Monolith. 1, 2. Defense Grid. I'm setting up for next turn. I hope they don't have another Thieving Skydiver. What the fuck? Taking 5 here. Okay, they are holding up a counterspell, even through Defense Grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can cast 2 Mystic Forges this turn, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mystic Forge. Here it is. There's the Forest Pitching Tide Shaper. Okay. Ancient Tomb. Second Mystic Forge. I'm going to exile City of Traders. Still could spike a 0. Alright. Battle Ball. That's not particularly helpful. But I do get a draw step, so it gets out of my way. Lord, they're now attacking for 7. I am dead on board. I can't activate Mystic Forge and tap Ancient Tomb. I can only do one or the other. Alright, need some help from the top of the deck here. Tide Shaper is going to turn off my Ancient Tomb. Alright, so now I need a lot of help off the top of the deck. That's not it. I can at least activate this now. Come on, mana. Alright, we're dead. Yep. Didn't play around Wasteland, which is a card I didn't see for 2 full games. Like, we played 2 kind of medium-long games and never saw a Wasteland, and then they just had one in Game 3, so is what it is. Not every build of Merfolk plays Wasteland. Okay, 2 and 3 with this deck. There are some like structural problems which we identified, and like we knew that in the deck tech that there are smoother ways to do this, more powerful ways to do the Mystic Forge thing. Like, we knew we were making the deck worse in order to have fun with Goblin Welder, but we did do the thing. We did actually have a game where 1,000-year Elixir let Goblin Welder do Battle Ball into Brudiclad and stabilize a game. It happened. Count it. Scoreboard. I think Urza's bad. If we cut the 2 Urzas, then Volcanic Island can become Great Furnace. And I had actually cut a Basalt Monolith. Like, there were only 3 in the deck. We can go up to 4 now in that Urza slot. And what's another good card we could put in that Urza slot? We could play the 4th Welder. We could... no, I know what I want. I want a Chromatic Sphere or Star. I think Star is better in this deck. And the reason for that is colored mana was a problem, and clearing the creature off the top of the deck when you're forging was also a problem. Chromatic Star does both. If you're in the middle of a forge turn, you can pop this for red, you draw the Welder, and you have the colored mana to cast it. It cycles the Monolith mana into a color. I think that's a lot better. These Echoing Truths probably have to become something else now. In Volcanic Island wasn't a super reliable blue source anyway, and we still have Opal and Petal. Your mileage may vary on that one. You don't want too many Pyroblasts because you already have 4 Defense Grid, which is basically the same thing, like pretty close to the same thing. If there's no blue permanents you need to destroy, like Narset or Jace or Dak Faden, like that's kind of what Pyroblast is for, or Delver. We did have that opponent get us pretty good with the burn spell out of mono red. Oh, maybe just slide 3 Galvanic Blast in there for creature matchups. That also removes Collector Oof. It hits... I guess there are 0 non-artifact red sources in the deck, so we're just going to lose to Collector Oof or Null Rod with this build. But I think this build needs the help that it can get, and smoother mana is a big part of that. Urza is technically an out to a Null Rod, the Urza we just cut, but for the reasons described, I don't think that's a particularly good out. You would need 2 of your Volcanic Islands in play, which you only play 3 and have no way to find them or fetch them. Yeah, I think this will smooth out a lot of the situation. Still with the understanding that if you want to play Mystic Forge and win games more often, play the blue Echo version. But I think this is a step in the right direction for this red Welder version. And we did do the thing. The thing was awesome. We weren't winning the game if we didn't do the thing. And it all came together when it needed to in the final round. So I'm glad we got to pull it off once. Thank you, Ryan, for asking me to play this deck. This was a lot of fun to play and to work on. I hope I helped advance your technology. And when you go play against your brother next, beat him real good for me. Everyone else, thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, check out Patreon, check out merch. All those things are available. And I'll see you next time.